I'm just saying, if you still paying for hair and nails.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. So guys, you saw a snippet of the clip that YK Osiris posted on Instagram. And don't worry, we'll watch the full clip here in a second. But YK Osiris has come under fire in one community, which is like, the red pill manosphere community, for telling guys like, listen, if you don't take care of your woman, other guys will. But he's getting a lot of applause from women who are dealing with men that won't pay the bills. And you know what? Even though it sounds uncommon, it's really, really very common, right? Just think about it. There are a lot of ladies out there who say they're in relationships, but what that really means is they have one guy, could be more than that, but there's one guy that's getting the sex. But just because he's getting the sex from this guy, or she's getting it from this guy, it doesn't indicate that that guy is the one that's paying the bills. Typically, it's somebody else that might be wanting to get the sex to pay the bills or spending quality time. But you know what? Before I kind of get deep in this, let's watch the full entire video and then we'll come back and analyze it. Play that clip.
I'm just saying, if you still paying for hair and nails, I'm talking about any bills. Any bills. If you still paying for bills, you got a man. If you still, good night. If you still paying for bills, like any type of bills, like phone bills and stuff like that, you talking about, you telling me you got a boyfriend, you still paying for your phone bill and your nails, your hair, man. What this world came to? Now I ain't saying being handicapped, but if you a woman, you doing what you supposed to be doing, why the hell you still paying for your hair and your nails and all these bills? Got me up, man. Come on, man. Oh, you complain about paying for hair and nails? Oh, you complaining? Oh, you complain? You ain't gonna do it? Okay, good. You ain't gonna do it. Another player like me.
So you heard what he had to say. Now listen, guys. I've already told you that I'm not necessarily against what OK Osiris is saying, because I'm not one of those 50-50 kind of guys. I believe that men do take care of their women, help their women look good, things like that. I think, but here's the problem though. He made a point that people missed. He said, if you're a woman that's doing the right thing, there you go, right? If you're doing the right thing. Here's the problem with a lot of ladies. They feel that they're doing the right thing by a man, and they're not. Most guys don't have a problem taking care of women. Most guys have a problem taking care of women who ain't worth being taken care of. That's the issue here. Let's kind of dial it back, right? My grandfather died in 2019. He was 101 at the time. He was born in 1918. Okay, so in 1960, he was 42 years old. My grandfather got more respect from the community and from women than a guy. I'm at 41. I was way more educated than he was. Way more accomplishments, way more money. But at that time, he was getting way more respect than the average guy does today. Now, what am I trying to say? Well, men's perspectives on what they're supposed to do hasn't changed. From 1960 to 2022, men are required to do the same thing. Okay? They were getting more from women at that time. Shout out to Kevin Samuels for also saying that. All right? They were getting femininity, they were getting submissiveness. 62 years later, men are required to still build homes, build businesses, take care of women. But guess what? Women are not the same in the 1960s. Men are actually getting less in exchange from what they were getting in the 60s. And women will gladly tell you that, like, hey, bro, times have moved on. This ain't the time of the 60s. You got to get the one with the modern world. Okay, then why are you complaining about these guys in the modern world not spending money on women? The reality is that most women or most guys in today's world don't feel that it's worth it spending money on them like that. Do you know why? Because, and most guys understand this, the next guy that she gets with, okay? Here's the problem with that. A lot of guys are overpaying. You brothers out there know. when you see her with the next guy that she's dealing with, that guy is paying a much cheaper price than what you're paying. Anybody that knows me knows what I'm talking about. It's true. You have a wife, she gets married again, ex-wife, remarried, the guy doesn't make more money than you. New boyfriend, the guy doesn't make more money than you. He's getting less. All right? Or you can be dealing with a chick who's getting, you're the guy that she's screwing on the side, and the dude that's taking care of her is getting everything. You're even getting better sex from her, but he's providing for her. You're sitting back getting nothing. Like, where's the femininity that these guys are getting? What value are these ladies adding to their lives? They don't feel like they need to add anything to these guys' life. This is the reason why a lot of guys don't spend money like they used to. Like, most men today are not saying, like, you know what, I want to get me and my wife a house, you know, and then have kids with her and put her into a good neighborhood, because you're overpaying. Because there's some guys who's going to do the same thing for you for free. So why should I do it? That's what most men are saying in today's world. Now, this whole idea, like, if you won't do it, somebody else will. Let's deal with that. With all due respects to Mr. YK Osiris, we're going to just be honest. There are a lot of beautiful women in the world, all right? And there are a lot of women vying for the top percentage of men. Now, the question I have to ask Mr. YK Osiris is, how long is a man interested in doing it? That's the difference. Because any woman can meet a guy, he can take you to Dubai, or take you to Hawaii, or somewhere, or someplace nice like that. But is he willing to build you a home? Is he willing to stick with you through thick and thin when you're on your period, take care of you? Is he gonna do that? Most rich guys are gonna say no. Wanna know why? Rich guys got too many options, and most rich men or successful men, or even really good looking men, are not gonna put up with bad behavior. They don't have to, because the world is open. So it was different in like 25 years ago or 20 years ago when I was growing up in Sacramento. And at that time, you know, you could only date locally. Like most people still date locally, you know, but with the world being what it is now, there's just so many options for guys who have money, you know, or guys who are doing well. And I keep mentioning the guys who have money because this is what the women are wanting. They're looking for the guys who have money. So if you're a guy that has money, you don't have to just deal with a woman in your city. You can work remote. You can even be living in another country. You don't have to put up with their stuff, because why should you have to deal with it? You just don't have to deal with it. Many guys understand this particular fact, all right? So how many guys are dedicated to staying with these women when, you know, as they age, as they may change, as their bodies may change? That's the whole different conversation, because there's limited guys that have the money that these women want. Limited, okay? And the competition for these guys are fierce. So that whole adage that if you don't do it, somebody else will, that's not necessarily true. Because there's already some guy doing that for somebody else, and by the time she becomes free, she might have to just get a number. Because there are not so many, and the thing about it is what makes that particular lady so special that this guy should stop dealing with what he's dealing with somebody else and start spending money on her. Like, these women, like, what are they doing for these guys to get this kind of money? Nobody ever talks about that. They don't think they need to do anything, which is why they don't get anything. That's the particular issue here. That's why these guys are not spending money on these girls, because these girls allow them to do that. These are the men they are sexually attracted to. So they don't need these guys. No, they don't have to spend money. It's only the guys that they really don't want that have to spend the money. These guys were not going to spend no money, but they really like these guys. The problem is they want to be dealing with the guys they like and get sex from them, and then have a guy they don't like to fund everything. The answer is no. Let him take care of you. But guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first comment at the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out.